you want to slightly move back, then we'll, and the front row can even crouch down if you like. By the way, I've not introduced us. I'm Bruce, and this is Indiana Stanley. Bruce and Sara Stanley. And Stanlet. We're calling this Stanlet at the moment. Hasn't got a name, hasn't got a gender, sex. They won't tell us at the scan what it was, anyway. Maybe.
It's not a plant.
What do we call this?
Reed mace.
Oh, right, here we go. Hands up for reed mace. Now, you see, the reed maces, hands up for bulrush, by the way, and you poor reed mace people can look around and see how overwhelmingly outnumbered you are. And you say, I don't care, the botanists have been calling this reed mace. In fact, it is actually called reed mace. It has been for a long, long, long time. You're right, until fairly recently, when they did switch over to bulrush. Because popularity has overruled. It's a rare case that the plant has actually been renamed due to a complete error. And the error was from a painting that you might have had in your Sunday school class called Moses Among the Bulrushes. In fact, the plant that was painted was neither, well, it was this, but it shouldn't have been either of this. It should have been a papyrus from Egypt, you know. But when he painted this plant, it was reed mace. He called it bulrush because that was kind of a colloquial name for it. It's also called cat's tail and all sorts of other things. But yes, it has kind of switched over. And this plant is absolutely fantastic. It has rhizomes that are full of starch, and I think it's something like 9 tons of flour per hectare once you dry it.
22% yield.
Waiting for you to be stunned away. Maybe you don't know how to compare that to wheat and corn and whatnot.
So to harvest the flour, that's done over the winter, and lots of countries do that on a commercial scale. And then when the shoots come up in the spring, you can eat the hearts as a bit like asparagus. It's important to pick them before the flower shoots have appeared in the middle of the kind of cluster. And also make sure that the cross section is round and not sort of diamondy oval shape, which would be poisonous iris. But otherwise it's very sort of sweet, very sweet taste. And then a little bit later on you can still see the brown heads amongst these. But before that stage there's a yellow pollen stage, and the pollen is edible. So you can use that to sort of experiment really as a kind of sweet spice, put it on porridge and things like that.
And it's the pollen that makes the fireworks as well. It has been used to make a firework. I mean, what we can see at the top here, you can use your imagination as to what this was used for, all sorts of different things. Anything that you needed padding and insulation for.
Nappies.
Apparently we can use this, we are so eco, we are just going to be growing bulrush for our nappies. And we have never had a kid before, so you can see that, can't you? Idealistic intention. Yeah, even the stalks have been used as a kind of brush light, all sorts of wonderful uses from this plant. Should we move on to the next one?
Yeah.
Which bit does the flower come out of? Sorry,
the middle stem.
The middle stem.
Yeah, the female one started off as flowers.
Right.
The male one's dropped there.
You can see the previous stage, which is the more cigar-like things, a little bit further down that way. Yeah. Great. This is the part for you. The Latin name for this is Tussilago fafara, which is almost Latin for cough, go away quite a long way. Tussilago fafara. Otherwise known as coltsfoot. So who's had coltsfoot medicine, coltsfoot cough syrup from, you know, coltsfoot sweets? It's sort of less and less available as the big corporations take over our medicine, and perhaps herbal medicine gets a little bit sidelined. By the way, when I'm talking about the herbal properties, I'm talking about the Western medical herbal tradition, of which I have no qualification in, and I'm just one of those guys in a pub who talks nonsense about stuff, so take it in generally in those sorts of terms. An alternative name for this plant is sons before fathers, because it comes into flower in March time, way before you see the leaves. So you sort of need to know where it's growing, because it's the flowers that are the useful part to pick. You can eat this, but we have a category of plants that are supposedly edible that we call famine food. So we haven't, but you're supposed to be able to. And the last thing to say about this is a really good example of a plant that you need to identify absolutely spot on, because there are a couple of other plants out there which have so similar leaves and they're definitely not edible. So if you want to get into foraging, there are two sorts of books you need. One is a book to identify plants, so Collins is a pretty good source of books with, you'd be looking for a book that's maybe describing 1,500 flowering plants of the UK, that kind of number, if not more. With that, you also need either a website like Plants for a Future or a book that's going to tell you about the plants that are edible. Food for Free, written by Richard Mabies, is one that lots of people have heard of. It's good, but it could be better. So it's a good place to start. Absolutely useless for helping you identify anything. It just tells you about, so you need book number 1 to identify and book number 2 to tell you which part is edible, which time of year, how to prepare it. Some things you can eat raw, some things you need to process, that kind of thing. We'll try and point out as we go along which are edible raw. Okay, let's